Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. This one's really easy. I'm choosing heaven today. Same verse over and over again. I want to hear ya. 2, 3. Here we go. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. See, easy, yeah? I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. Let's choose peace. Now I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing heaven. Now I'm choosing heaven today. Yes, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Santa Rosa. And thank you to Christopher Fritchie and our wonderful band sharing those songs with us this morning, and our sing-alongs, of course. We're so grateful for our sing-alongs coming back. And I am Reverend Russ Laguerre. I am your assistant minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa, and I'm so glad to be with you today. And if you are joining us for the first time, we especially want to welcome you here. And even if it's the first time and maybe a long time, we've had quite a few people who have been finding their way back here after our 2 years of being not in person for the pandemic. So we love everybody that we are seeing here today, and live streamers, we love you too. And we're especially grateful for all of our online viewers who have been liking and commenting and joining in the conversation online. Wherever you are welcome here. So thank you for that. Now, if you'd like to find out more about what's going on here at our beautiful center, please visit our website, cslsr.org. There you will find our Sunday bulletin by clicking on that Sunday Links button. That's the very first link that you see if you scroll down there. And on the Sunday Links page, there is our Sunday bulletin that tells you everything that's going on here throughout the week. We update it every week so that you can see what's going on, but it'll show you not just the week, but the whole month. So it's a really great way to get plugged in here and find out what's happening other than Sunday service. Now, many of you know today is Father's Day. Yay! And we would love to take this moment to honor all of the amazing fathers that are here in our audience. So, if you are a father, please stand up so that we can acknowledge you. Oh, I love it. Now, if you are a grandfather, please remain standing. Oh, and I love this one. If you are a great-grandfather, please remain standing. All right. And we would also like to acknowledge that sometimes people have to stand in the role of father, whether or not they are biologically a father. So if you have fulfilled that role in someone's life, please stand so that we can acknowledge you. Wonderful. And live streamers, if you're watching online and you would like to acknowledge the fathers in your life, or if you are a father, please post an acknowledgement and a photo of your father, or maybe yourself if you're a father, on our Facebook group or in the comments of our live streams on YouTube and Facebook Live. And thank you so much to all of our wonderful fathers in the community. Your presence here is such a blessing. And at the Center for always happens at 9 o'clock. At the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa, we are motivated by a vision of a healthy, loving world. It is known as the global vision, and it calls us to imagine a world that works for everyone. We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, and providing sustainable structures to further the emerging global consciousness. And we follow this vision through our 5 core spiritual practices of our teaching. And they are spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. And speaking of spiritual circulation, there are a number of ways that you can donate your financial good to help support this beautiful community. You can give online on our website. Many people like sending us a check. You can mail us a check. And you can text your donation to 707-675-2399 by sending the dollar amount that you'd like to give to that number. And if it's your first time, it will walk you through how to set that up. And then finally, for everybody who's here with us in person today, we will have baskets at all of the exits. So no matter how you choose to give, whether it's of your financial good, your volunteering, or just bringing your beautiful selves here on Sunday, please know that we are so grateful for you. We exist for you and because of you. And now we have a very special flower dedication. I'm sure you can see these beautiful flowers here before the podium. And our community uses flowers to send messages of love to one another. And today's dedication is for Ursula Schnell. I'm going to try and pronounce this again here. I know Christopher told me before, but I'm going to jump over this here. Ushi Ursula Schnell transitioned to the light on June 20th, 2021. She was a dedicated choir member, sound bowl enthusiast, a prolific seamstress, and everyone's best friend. She utilized her phenomenal skills to sew quilts, knit many bears for Project Best Friend, and she knit many bears for Project Sleep Warm. There we go. And Days for Girls International. She was and is a magical, elegant, funny clown, textile artist, and earth-saving being who no one will ever forget. And this is coming from Suzanne Ash. She says, "I just wanted to remember you out loud, Ushi. You are still in my heart. Thank you so much for letting me watch you sing carols with the neighborhood kids and teach them how to eat out of the weed garden of life and to love music. You are sorely missed. And so she is. Love, Suzanne Ash. Yes. So I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and Dr. Edwards' message today is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. You are very welcome here. Now, please enjoy some music before a short time of silent contemplation before our prayer.
O lover of my soul and keeper of my spirit, nothing can separate us. We are one. Won't you try that with me? O lover. O lover of my soul and keeper of my spirit, nothing can separate us. We are one. We are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. Nothing can separate us. We are one. All nations on the earth. All nations on the earth. All life upon the planet. Nothing can separate us. We are one. We are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. Nothing can separate us. We are one. Yes, we are one. Oh, we are one. Nothing can separate us. We are one.
How wonderful it is. What a joy to recognize the power and presence of Spirit that is everywhere, all the time, always available. For Spirit is love and life. Spirit is peace and the power for good. We are united in this essence of Spirit, this power for good. There is an equal share of all of these attributes of Spirit within each one of us. And nothing can separate us, for we are one. One in spirit, unique in individual expressions, yet equal in the share of Spirit. And so on this Juneteenth holiday, where we celebrate freedom and equality, I claim that I do my part in making a world that works for everyone. And I now declare this service is good, and that the gifts are given and the gifts are received and are shared throughout this community as we come together in love. And so with great gratitude now, I can just relax and let it be. Let this prayer work and send it into the law. And so it is. Amen. Good morning. I'm Betty Smith. I'm a licensed prayer practitioner here at the center. Please join me in reading the affirmation. I feel and honor every sensation in my body.
I bet you know the chorus to this song, so I want you to invite you to sing along if you'd like on the chorus. Every day is so wonderful, then suddenly it's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed. I am beautiful no matter what they say, and words can't bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring me down. So don't you bring me down today. To all your friends, you're delirious, so consumed in all your doom, trying hard to fill the emptiness. The piece is gone, left the puzzle undone. Is that the way it is? You are beautiful, no matter what they say, and words can't bring you down. You are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring you down. So don't you bring me down today. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, we're the song inside the tune, full of beautiful mistakes. And everywhere we go, The sun will always shine, and tomorrow we might awake on the other side. 'Cause we are beautiful, no matter what they say, and words can't bring us down. We are beautiful in every single way, and words can't bring us down. So don't you bring me down today. Don't you bring me down today. Don't you bring me down today.
Oh, goodness. Thank you, Christopher and Brett and Tony, for that. That was wonderful. Watching you sing along, too, is beautiful. Good morning. Welcome, beautiful people of the center. If you have your journal with, you'll see that the published topic for today is the body remembers. Well, you have to scratch that out because there's too much going on today and in the world for us to focus on that right now. We've got the whole month to talk about the body, right? But today you heard is Father's Day. It's also, you heard in the prayer, Juneteenth, the new federal holiday, and also the entire month is Pride Month, celebrating LGBTQ plus lives. So let's just dive in and tackle all of that today. And we'll get back to the body too next week, all right? So Father's Day in the United States, Father's Day, well, it has a woman to thank. Sonora Smart Dodd from Spokane, Washington. We have her to thank for Father's Day because in 1910 she had this idea and really worked hard at getting it to move through. She wanted to establish a holiday that was equal to Mother's Day, but for the dads. And so she went about her business. She visited churches. She went to the YMCA. She went to shopkeepers. She went to government officials to drum up support for this idea. And she succeeded. And Washington State celebrated the nation's first statewide Father's Day on June 19th, 1910. And then it became a national holiday in 1972, 1910 to 1972. Make note of that, the length it takes. All right, just make note of that. And so we got to say thank you, Sonora Dodd, for having a vision and sticking with it while the world catches up. So happy Father's Day. Now, June is also the month in which we celebrate Juneteenth. As I said, the federal holiday commemorating the freedom of the last enslaved people in Texas. It's celebrated on June 19th, that's today, and that's the reason why our offices at Home Office and also here in Santa Rosa are closed on Monday in honor of the holiday. Now, this particular holiday, although it has its roots back in the 1860s, is only recently recognized nationally. As recent as last year, 2021, when President Joe Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act into law. Now, sometimes the Emancipation Proclamation is read at Juneteenth celebrations. The Emancipation Proclamation was made by President Abraham Lincoln, who I am learning was a moderately conservative Republican with moderately social liberal political philosophy in terms of social justice and federal power and equal rights and so on. And he proclaimed I, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, by virtue of the power in me vested, do order and declare," and then I'm going to skip to the third paragraph, "that on the first day of January in the year of our Lord, 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state," and he's talking about states in rebellion against the United States at the time, "shall then, thenceforward, and forever be free. And the executive government of the United States, including the military and naval authority thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons, and will not do no acts to repress such persons or any of them in any efforts they may make for their actual freedom." Well, did you know, you probably know that, I'm fairly new as an American, that it wasn't until Union soldiers arrived in Texas on June 19th in 1865, 2 years later, that the state's residents finally learned that slavery had been abolished. Do you see what I'm talking about? Start to realization. Now, it's noteworthy to me that a proclamation had to be made to state what ought to be a self-evident spiritual truth. And that it would take 157 years to make a federal formal acknowledgement of the celebration. 157 years later. Well, as I researched and learned about this holiday, it got me to thinking, this reminds me of our spiritual practice, you know. Because in spiritual practice, we are to declare the truth. And the world might take a moment to catch up. Still, we are to keep your eye on the spiritual truth and don't waver from it, though the world may be taking its time to catch up, though Black, Indigenous, and people of color continue to suffer discrimination and harmful cultural stereotyping and systemic racism. Don't give up. Declare the self-evident spiritual truth and then keep moving. State the spiritual truth and keep going. Affirm, recognize, and align with spiritual truth, and keep on keeping on, like Bayard Rustin did, an openly gay African-American civil rights leader who, in 1941, marched on Washington to press for an end to racial discrimination in employment. He also organized some of the freedom rides to raise awareness that racial discrimination had not yet ended, even though it was proclaimed to be over when? In 1863. It had not ended. Some 78 years later. So, Bayard Rustin helped organize the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to support Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And do you know it was he, Bayard Rustin, who introduced Dr. King to Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolent resistance and the tactics of civil disobedience? See, Bayard Rustin, he didn't give up when the world had not yet caught up. Caught up with what? With his vision of what I call self-evident spiritual truth. He carried on. And then later on in his life, he stood up for equal rights for the LGBTQ community, declaring something that is spiritually self-evident, even though the world was still and is still catching up. And do you know that he was targeted and criticized because of his sexuality. In fact, some politicians threatened to tell the press falsely that he and Dr. King were gay lovers. He didn't stop. He just moved into the background. So he usually acted behind the scenes because he didn't and he couldn't give up. Thank you, Bayard Rustin, for having a vision and sticking with it until more and more of it became a reality. And may we stand for that vision until at last all of it is real. I am celebrating this Father's Day and Juneteenth and Pride Month inspired by all of this. So I'm remembering today to stay the course, even though the world may not yet have caught up. I am remembering to declare the self-evident spiritual truth and keep moving towards it, no matter what. I'm remembering to affirm, recognize, and align myself with self-evident spiritual truth, and to, as best as possible, not waver from it, though the world may be taking a moment, a decade, a century to catch up with the reality that all people are equal, and that love is love is love is love, and that equality is not a special right. Bayard Rustin said, "The proof that one really believes is in action." Bayard Rustin said, "The real radical is the person who has a vision of equality and is willing to do those things that will bring reality closer to that vision." Well, we at the Center for Spiritual Living have a vision of a world that works for everyone. And as spiritual leader of our movement, I wrote a letter to all of our communities across the globe to ask them, what is your community's social engagement? What are you doing? Oh my goodness, because I want to report it at our conference next year in February in Vista. I want to say what we're doing in the world. We have the vision. What are we doing? And the responses are starting to trickle in. Oh my goodness. It's so inspiring. People are keeping on, though the world is catching on. Julie Burns has translated the letter into Spanish so that we can reach our Spanish communities across the world, Spanish-speaking communities. And Alan Yeager, he was the one who produced and printed and got it all mailed. And right here from Santa Rosa, we're sending this message out. And Reverend Russ contacted all of our local ministries and said, what are we doing? Including our jail ministry and the people who are cooking food for the shelterless and our nonprofit partner program. And you heard mention of Days for Girls and our AIDS life cycle team. Our AIDS life cycle team. Oh my goodness. You know, we heard last week that they did their ride. And did you know that they raised, with our help, through our community bake sale, nearly $5,000 for their expenses, and then added to that with help and their effort, they raised $26,000, which was added then to the nearly or over $19 million that all the cyclists together raised to support education and services for people living with HIV and AIDS. Wow. Yeah. So I was part of a daily text stream with messages from the team. You know, every time they stopped or they got to a rest stop or every day, every new day that started. So I watched them with awe every day on this 545-mile ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles. And one of the team members, Jose's son, sent them a beautiful song of encouragement. I saw that. And then the candlelight vigil on the last night of the ride on the beach, where, particularly touching. You know, when cyclists and volunteers take candles and they take them onto the beach silently in memory of those lost to the epidemic, you know. And among those who were remembered was our own Micah Price, who we lost too early. Beautiful. And I saw photos of them taking swimming breaks in the ocean and in streams, and saw photos of the communities along the way coming out to support the effort. Like one community puts on an ice cream sundae stop, and then there's the fried artichoke stop, and then the entire town of Bradley and the school community comes out, and the triumphant photos of making it halfway to Los Angeles, thinking, oh, it's almost done. It's not. And I watched them ride through rain and wind and sun, and I thought to myself, these are the heroic acts of compassion and caring by people who don't quit, because there is still work to be done, lives to be saved, and funds to be raised. We have our AIDS Life Cycle Center for Spiritual Living team with us today. And I want to invite them onto the stage so we can acknowledge them. We have with us, won't you raise your hand, Captain Jerry Huffaker, this is his 5th ride. Jose Mesa at the end, his 3rd ride. Anne Bastian here in the red medical team, wonderful. This is Anne's 3rd ride, wonderful. And Laura Baker, won't you raise your hand, Laura? This is Laura's 2nd ride. And Lynn Harding, 2nd ride, who you'll see volunteering all over the center, all of these people. And we have also Matthew Durand, who's the co-captain, and this is Matthew's 15th ride. And also standing right here next to me is Wayne Stanfield, and this was Wayne's 1st ride. And so I've asked Wayne to say a few words about what that experience was like.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for the honor of being recognized as the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa's 2022 member of this great AIDS Life Cycle team. We practiced for 5.5 months before the ride, training rides on Saturday up to 90 miles. I had never done more than 70 miles in one day, and certainly not 545 miles in 7 days. Day 1 was out of the Cow Palace in San Francisco. We left at 6:30 in the morning to thunderous applause from supporters, family members, with a police escort. Shortly after the start, there was a drizzle that started, turning into a massive, wind-driven, pelleting deluge for the next 3 hours. We continued with focused determination, fortitude, and the ever-outstanding roadie support at rest stops and at the lunch place. The roadies provided en route mechanical, personnel, transportation, and medical care, and they were always available. Santa Cruz Camp that night was a much appreciated dry stop. Days 2 through 5 went from 109 miles, the longest, to 42 miles, the shortest. And we went through the communities of King City, Paso Robles, Santa Maria, and Lompoc. The days were both challenging and invigorating. There was a couple of hills, the Quad Buster and the Evil Twins. The nice thing was that the downhills on the other side were quite welcome. We enjoyed beautiful vistas and a special halfway to Los Angeles photo op on day 3. It was really special. Day 5 was the Red Dress Day, and in Lompoc, the mayor of Lompoc greeted us all with gift certificates of appreciation. She was really a classy lady. Day 6 was Lompoc to Ventura, 89 miles, with great Pacific Ocean and beach views. On a very personal level, I was able to meet with my daughter and her husband in Santa Barbara, which was quite special. Every camp evening had an evening presentation. There was a video of the photos of the day's ride with commentary from both the riders and the roadies, followed by safety briefings, talent shows, and a few movie nights. The Ventura camp was extra special. As Edward had alluded to, after the usual presentation, we moved to the beach with lit candles and formed a large memorial remembrance circle. Following moments of silence, we placed our candles in the sand in our circle's center. It was an absolutely galvanizing, deeply emotional experience. As I registered on the tearful sobbing of those around me and the loss of loved ones that the candles represented, I deeply and resolutely understood the importance of support for those with AIDS and the research for the end of AIDS. Day 7 was from Ventura to Los Angeles, 69 miles, and our last day. We rode together as a team to the finish line, viewing miles of beaches and the mansions of Beverly Hills. When reaching the finish line, teammate Laura asked me how I was doing. Deep emotion brought tears to my eyes, and I expressed that I was sad that this was the end of this journey. I had thoroughly enjoyed and treasured our team's 7 days on the AIDS life cycle. The sense of community, mutual appreciation, and acceptance of others without judgment, countless experiences of support and oneness of all was inspirational. It was and is a life-changing event for me. I was enriched by immersion and exposure to this community. I wish the world could be as non-judgmental and accepting as what I had experienced. Since the early 1980s, over 30 million lives have been lost to AIDS. On this year's ride, we generated the most donations ever, close to $17.8 million, added to the $390 million that have been donated over the last 29 years. All to contribute to the support of the San Francisco AIDS Foundation and the Los Angeles LGBT+ Center in their ever so important support for those with AIDS and the quest to end AIDS. To all you donors, deepest gratitude and appreciation for your time, energy, passion, and support for a world that works for everyone. Blessings. Happy Juneteenth and Father's Day.
Thank you very much, Wayne. And I've also asked Anne from the medical team perspective to come and say a few words.
Hello. So I'm on the roadie team. Roadies are the support teams. Roadies are individuals who volunteer their time for the week of ALC. We're placed on a team of our preference, and there are many roadie teams, such as bike parking, traffic, medical, pack-up are just a few examples. There are a total of about 650 roadies who support the cyclists from San Francisco to LA. I'm a roadie on the medical team, which is comprised of physicians, nurse practitioners, physician's assistants, RNs, EMTs, greeters, etc. We get to provide medical support to the riders at base camp and daily out on the ride at every rest stop. The medical tent is staffed 24 hours a day. Our most popular services include distribution of butt butter, sunscreen, and Advil. And then, of course, our infamous butt clinic, which opens at 6 a.m. every morning. We got to keep those butts healthy to make it to LA. And most importantly, though, is we have fun. We have themes at all the rest stops, such as 80s Day, Beach Day, Spa Day, cartoon characters. We just love laughing and supporting the riders. And cheering them on. That's always a lot of fun. And last but not least, we give out lots of hugs and smiles. By day 4, riders can be tired, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and just need a little TLC. All I can say is that I am honored to be a roadie. I am overwhelmed by the love and compassion shown to all. It's a beautiful thing to see the masses come together for a week to support this cause. The love bubble is real, and it's just a special experience to be involved in this epic ride. And now I'd like to acknowledge an honorary team member. She jumped in at the last minute to be a driver on the outside. She was a cheerleader along the way for our team and assisted wherever she could. Thank you, Jan Peterson. We love you, Jan. I hope she's here later. And that's Lynn's wife. And last but not least, thank you all here at the center for your supporting us all these years, coming out for the bake sales and being with us in spirit during the week of the ride. We could feel your love. We appreciate you so much. We love you and thank you.
Thank you very much to our AIDS Life Cycle team. Thank you so much for coming up here and being with us today and supporting us and representing us in the world. I do confess that I may have visited the butt clinic once in a while when I was on the ride, and I can attest to the value and importance of keeping that part of the anatomy healthy for the ride. Happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth, and happy Pride. Let us take a moment to turn within in prayer. There is only one living spirit, the source of all, the generator of all, the cause of all, the only power over all. This one is in and through all creation, not limited by that which is created. It is in and through me and all people hearing this word who identify with this. There is no other way. And it is in the acknowledgement of this living spirit as an ever-present power that our freedom and celebration comes into being, into life. And so today, I keep my mind, my thought, and my attention on the self-evident spiritual truth and keep going towards it, no matter what. I'm deeply grateful for all those who help, who serve, who contribute, and who love. And I allow all of that to be an inspiration and a guidance for me on my own journey, so that I may be inspired to take my place among the community of beings and to keep on going until all are free. And so it is. It is time for us to honor and celebrate our community and also the various contributions that we make as community members that cause this center to be what it is. I'm talking about you attending here in person or online. I'm talking about the volunteers. I'm talking about those people engaged in outreach. I'm talking about the financial contributions and all the things that make the center what it is, so that in generations to come, there will continue to be a place where seekers like you and I may come and find a home where the life-bringing message of Science of Mind continues to be taught. Thank you for being part of it. For those of you who do contribute financially, you heard all of the ways that it is possible to do that. We would typically pass the basket, but we don't have that ritual now during the pandemic. Nevertheless, we do have baskets on the outside. We do receive your gifts, and we do so with mindfulness and appreciation. We would say an affirmation pre-pandemic, and I invite you to say it with me still. Place your hand on your chest as a symbol of your heart connection to your center and say, thinking of whatever gift you give to the center, say, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. And then at this point, the ushers would move among us and we would sing. And what we're going to do today is going to hear some more information about our community from our assistant minister, Reverend Russ Laguerre. Please come on back up, Reverend Russ.
Can we give some more love to Dr. Edward and our amazing AIDS Life Cycle team? Thank you. And Dr. Edwards said that it wasn't going to be about the body today, but I heard a lot of talk about butt clinics and things like that, so maybe it was about the body. All right, well, have you checked out our amazing bookstore lately? And I say that for our in-person crew as well as our online crew, because we also have our bookstore online, but I have to say that that bookstore looks pretty amazing. And if you didn't know, it has a really wide selection of New Thought books and also some awesome gifts that you can take home for yourself and your loved ones. I am particularly fond of the singing bowls myself. So if you haven't, our store is open on Sundays from 10 to 11 a.m. and from 12 noon to 12:30 p.m. So basically between the service and then after the second service. And they are also open on Tuesdays too. And you can also order things online. You can pick them up in person if you like. So I wanted to give a shout out to Sue Sandholm and Alicia Carroll and all of the wonderful bookstore helpers who have done so much amazing work since that bookstore has reopened after the pandemic. It just is breathtaking going in there every time. So I really encourage you to check it out and maybe you'll take something home with you. All right, registration for the history of Science of Mind with our amazing Dr. Kim Kaiser is open, and it's a 4-week class that is beginning on Thursday, July 14th from 6:30 until 9 p.m. Pacific time, and you can find details and registration on our website. So be sure to check that out. There's also options for discounts there as well for those classes. I know that that's going to be a really amazing class. Dr. Kim is this wealth of brilliant information about our movement and how we came to be here today. So I highly encourage you to check that class out. Also, our next Spirit Walk is fast approaching. You may have heard about the snake the last time. I promise it was not venomous. It was more afraid of us than we were of it. But since we had such a wonderful time on this particular trail last month, we're going to be walking the Valley of the Moon Trail again at Sonoma Valley Regional Park on July 2nd at 9 a.m. so that we can beat the summer heat. So please be sure to sign up on our website. Just look for the photo of the sneakers walking on the website, and there will be a sign-up link there for you to get signed up. And then if you want to be a driver for carpooling, you can indicate that. Or if you're looking to get a ride from somebody who's willing to drive, you can also do that. That way we can match you up so that you can make sure you can get out there. And it's a really wonderful time. We had a great group last time, and I hope that you'll join us in July. Also, did you know that we have a number of ways that you can stay connected after our Sunday services on Sundays? I invite you to check out our Sunday evening conversations that happen every Sunday at 7 p.m. And we have a whole host of facilitators who keep the conversation going about timely topics and things that are aligned with our monthly themes here. Also, I invite you to check out my weekly guitar meditation on Sundays at 8 p.m. called An Instrument for Peace. And if you didn't know, I've actually been doing this for 15 weeks now. Today is going to be the 15th week that I've been doing this guitar meditation, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving getting to share guitar peace, is what I'm calling it, with everyone. So I invite you to check that out as well. We post that on Facebook Live and YouTube Live on our Center for Spiritual Living pages. So you can also find out how to connect to both on our website. So that's all that I have. You're all amazing. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Reverend Russ. And thank you for being here. It's time for us to close our service. If there is something incomplete in you, or you cried yourself to sleep last night, or if there's just something in your life you would like to have more of to celebrate, please take advantage of our after-service prayer online at Zoom at the moment. And we are watching the health directives, eagerly anticipating the time when we can have in-person prayer at the center. We are moving cautiously and mindfully forward to being together in as many ways as we can. If you're on our mailing list, you probably received the postcard for July 3rd, where in between the first and second service, we're going to start bringing once a month our produce and stuff to share. And I'll remind you about that because it's going to be fun. So thank you for being here, and let us close with the benediction. And please stand as you are able and say after me, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Let us close with music, and I'll see you again soon.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm